matchup runs it down for the crab. So if you can actually have a much stronger early skirmisher than the Diana, you can have a Viego. It's going to be easier to play around him and secure those crabs early. And instead, they will actually just double down on that same idea, just playing the early game Olaf, trying to ensure that if there ever is a fight early in the game, they will still win it. I am worried, however, since Olaf is not a top-tier pick at all. He's pretty bad right now, especially against the ranged Lucian that can permanently pressure mid.
I think that the plan probably is going to be to try to get a strong pick mid, to try to invade the Diana, because Olaf can win that 1v1 early on. That's something where you can get an advantage if you can play around that mid-jungle matchup, try to get advantage, try to take away Raptors, really push in. And you're looking over at the CLG side, it's clearly already moving towards engage. You're going to be going Lucian mid, Kalista bot, bringing the ultimate for the engage. Diana is a clear form of engage. And I think if we see some more secondary and tertiary ways to actually start fights coming through from jungle or from top and support, you know, they'll have at least clear win conditions.
Yeah, and I like the CLG draft so far because, as you said, there are clear ways to engage. And with the Kalista, there's still several power picks from the support position that are available. You can pick the Leona, who's been super popular in conjunction with Diana. She sets up a lot of CC so that Diana can easily land her Q and then ult in. So this gives CLG both options to make kills in bot and easy engage in the rest of the game.
I like that this is something CLG played in the mid 2v2 with Pobelter before as well. Having Lucian in the mid lane, they were able to actually enable Broxah to farm a little bit more easily. I just think it's going to be a huge test for Damonte here. You have to execute on the Lucian really well, and Perkz can play whatever he wants into it. You can pick champions like a Syndra and try to deal with it, or just try to sack the early lane with something like a Akali and then try to kill later. And
I just don't think it's his strength. So honestly, like, I don't like it for that reason. You know, Damonte has always been, no, I mean, no flame. It's just like that has been his strength, has been playing the map, right? Lucian can push and roam, but it's generally a champion that needs to dominate in the 1v1 to get huge CS advantages, to take turret plates, and those are the games where he's successful. And that's just not the style of player that he has been through his career. It's been more about push and move and get advantages elsewhere.
I do think that's the problem, though. You can't influence the map right now without playing the lane well first. You actually have to be a strong laner before you can choose to take the side lanes, because a pick like Lucian won't magically make your laning phase stronger. They do ban out the Rise. It was a pick that gets constantly taken into the Lucian, but I think Perkz will have enough to deal with this. I mean, he might even be bold to take something like a LeBlanc and then just try to deal with you that way.
Yeah. I agree that
Syndra.
Typically Tanner has not been the guy who we expect to get huge lane advantages, but I think when he's in a matchup versus one of the better laners in the league, I think it's important to put him on a situation where he's advantaged. What we saw CLG do a lot when they were picking these press R comps is self-counter pick. You'd have like Lissandra into the Karma, and then it just like turbo dooms the lane. So I like how at least with this pick, you know you're not gonna have mid lane fall apart, and they're just gonna pick engage everywhere else. So it's kind of like a Bongo 2.0. And I'm in favor of it.
Despite the change in the mid laner across the board, a lot of comfortable picks for the side of CLG, but a control mage over for C9 too.
Yeah, I mean, Perkz is going to be able to be, pairing up with the Olaf. I do think it is about the mid jungle 2v2 for Cloud9. I do like the Kled pick actually a lot for CLG though. This is a really strong matchup into Viego. Having the healing debuff on the bear trap on a rope actually is a big deal for these all-in fights. It's harder for Viego to drain tank someone like Kled as a result, and Kled is going to give them the ability to engage elsewhere, right? Clearly this is, as you're saying, kind of like Bongo 2.0, Bongo with a twist, whatever. You have double marksman, but it's 3 hard engaged champions that can set up fights, so at least they have a clear way to play the game.
Something I haven't liked though is that when CLG does this and they have double marksman, they've been on split calls so many times, so they need to make sure that they actually play more coordinated than they have in the past, and that hasn't even been a strength of them.
Yeah, Kaizen, do you think Bongo is the way to go, even if it is the 2.0?
Look, when you're in a situation where you're, 9th or 10th, you're struggling to scrape together wins, I don't care about playing meta, just play what's worked for you to some degree in the past. Yeah. So, I think this is the right way to go with the fact that they only have a few more games left.
I mean, comfort is just so paramount for both these teams, right? You're talking about it from CLG point of view, but Cloud9 needs to guarantee wins here.
All right, we are ready to get into game number 1 of the day. Cloud9 taking on CLG, and who do we have bringing you the call? It is Phreak and Kobe. Take it away, fellas.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the cast for the first game of the day. I am Phreak, that man. The more attractive of the two is Kobe. Together we are Froby. I believe we've still decided that is our duo name, so put the hashtags in chat. That is us. We've got an exciting battle here.
We've got a hashtag established for it.
Yeah.
Froby to the moon, baby.
To the moon.
You know what really is actually to the moon, though, and has never left the moon, is Blaber Olaf. Blaber Olaf is the biggest thing to me from Champ Select here. He has only lost one game ever in his career on this champion. 10-1 still for Blaber Olaf. And they're looking to invade early to make use of the early power. Axe spam from Olaf allows you to do a lot of good level 1 invades when you have the Nautilus to back it up too. Attempt on top side, but no reward.
Yeah, Vulcan's hook kind of went to the moon instead of towards the Kled. Unfortunate, missed that one, but that's okay. Check out that support matchup here. Going to be a fun one as well. And as we get ready to start the game, also, for our Spanish-speaking friends, check out FlyQuest Spanish co-stream at twitch.tv/FlyQuest for LCS and Vivo. And that means you won't listen to me anymore, but Cloud9 doing a sort of delayed push in. I always love aggressive level 1 plays when you get your team ready to go. Olaf, one of the best level 1 brawlers, but will there be camps taken? Spike goes in well from Broxah. So Blaber, yeah, gonna be down most of that camp and now gonna have to walk over. Actually, no, I did see Blaber smite it, but I'm not sure. I mean, obviously he's not level 2, so we can see, yeah, did lose part of the camp to Broxah, so favor Diana a bit in this situation.
Yeah, 4-person collapse there from CLG. They wanted to defend on that level 1, and it costs you your bottom side because they did have Smoothie over there to push out this Olaf, not wanting to give up red quadrant to Cloud9 in the early attempt at splitting the map there for them. That would allow Blaber to pressure the Kled counter pick into Viego and not really allow Finn his authority on his signature pick. But because you go for that delayed invade and you push him out a little bit, means the threat of the Olaf up on top side. Fudge gets the early level 2. He dismounts Finn.
Oh, is he dead? The flash stun, but the potion comes in and Fudge burns his flash, take a turret shot, but not finish the kill. Finn now level 2, gonna feel a bit better, halfway on the ferocity, and he's gonna remount soon.
That time warp tonic, baby. Oh, so sweet on the top side. Finn stays alive for Kled. You have to play through a lot of clutch moments when you're used to playing this champion. And fight your way out of some of these scenarios. So Finn doesn't flinch like the attempt there from Fudge, though it does result in a summoner spell discrepancy. And guess what? Now your top side, this Viego is the one who's flashless and is the point that, you know, Broxah can try and return. After you finish your full clear on Diana, you'll naturally reset up to the top side of the map.
And Broxah finds the ward to kill. Thanks for Scryer's Bloom. We can check in on the junglers, and you've got 3 camps versus 4. Broxah a little bit behind right now, but ultimately Olaf going through to finish the last one, gets the full 6 camps on his side, but Broxah is going to get bottom scuttle.
And we want to track some of the threads that have kept Blaber so successful on this pick. Olaf, kind of his signature, most premier pick, even more successful than his kindred. He's always very efficient in his routes into ganks, so doesn't spend a lot of time attempting for the ganks.
Ward spotted, can jump to his teammate, but the anchor's gonna find the AD carry, and that might just mean a couple of kills already. First blood is in, second blood to follow. Double kill for Blaber.
Efficiency, Phreak, what did I just say? This man full clears down to bottom side, walks over to Tribrush, and you can count on your support. Vulcan is the real star of that gank. Nails WildTurtle with the hook. They had already preemptively burned his flash. So much work done by the Cloud9 bottom lane, and Blaber does get to reap the rewards here. So Olaf gets the extra kills, but really it is Vulcan lands the hook. Zven instantly rocket jumps in. He's even got the heal to make sure he doesn't go down in the counter kill. Blaber gets both of the kills. It's exactly where you want a very snowbally early power jungler like Olaf to be, especially if you're into a Diana, because that is a champion with no escapes, just the flash to rely on. It's kind of a stare down contest of melee all-ins, and guess what? An Olaf 2-0 wins those.
Yes, and it looks like Blaber, based on his early buys, is going free boots, so those 2 assists, or 2 kills in this case, you're gonna cut that by 1.5 minutes. Gonna be really meaningful for when he gets the extra movement speed. Gotta say, Iron Spike Whip feels outstanding to clear camps with, so I think Blaber is just off to the races.
And because he had skipped the top Scuttle Crab earlier, after his 2 kills, he still gets the reset, still gets his Scuttle Crab on the top side of the map, albeit after the early play. And that lines up perfectly with the respawn of his small camp. So this Olaf is going to be very high level as well. Talking about the efficiency, 0 time wasted on the bottom side. It's a lot of extra experience there in addition to the gold. Yep. And he'll be approaching that level 6 very quickly. Like the transition over towards Dragon.
Flash going, he's got this. That's a solo bolos. Finn knocks down Fudge. That was so well played. Flash to connect the E, land the Q afterwards.
Flash advantage from the earlier all-in, and it's just CLG wins on both sides of the map at the same time. Phreak, the transition over to Dragon. Wow, Finn goes for the all-in. Flashless Fudge means a dead Fudge.
Really big stuff here. So, Damonte and Finn up in XP right now. Obviously, you expect Lucian to have some level of lane priority. Nice sidestep in the hook. Smoothie just gets away from the anchor. Blaber now spotted by a control ward, and it's time for CLG to play safe on the bottom lane. They're down so far. All they can do is hope Finn keeps winning his lane. They can find a difference somewhere else, but bot is going to keep bleeding gold in the way towards Cloud9.
Yeah, and you can see Blaber here, now that he's got his level 6 for Olaf, very aggressively moving in off the pushing bottom lane.
V3 Flash gonna find the root, but nice, tanking the anchor. Smoothie makes sure they cannot focus down the Diana, and that is dive stopped. Well done, Broxah being there, and good defense by the rest of CLG.
Even though they get out with their lives, this is the reason why, as Cloud9, you push on your winning area of the map with your winning jungler. Because even if you don't make a successful dive there, you deny them minions, and you can counter jungle, take away their camps. Broxah is the reason that dive is not successful. Now Blaber just transitions towards mid.
Gets the knockback, not the stun. Ult comes across, flash away, stays alive, culling decent damage. Oh, he nearly gets the double kill. Out goes Smoothie, does not get enough shielding to stay alive. Zven gets with the last auto attack.
Woo! Bottom lane keeps on firing. Phreak, Cloud9 came to play today. WildTurtle now huddling under the turret. Zven going to be able to push it in and knock down a little bit more damage on the turret plates, but they take care of the kill in the aftermath themselves. While the mid lane didn't result in a kill because no stun lands on Damonte, so he's able to get a lot of return damage out with his culling there. Because of the early work that they did pushing Broxah out of his own jungle, there's still no counter kill. You know, the enemy jungler's not there to be able to answer, and it's just a little bit of breathing room for CLG. You see Broxah now still level 5, trying to catch up. And that's why, especially when you get this early lead on a champion like Olaf, C9 plays so aggressively in the enemy jungle. Keep trying to deny that. Broxah, though, off of red, looking to make an answer play off of their winning lane, which has been Finn.
And Finn dodging backwards there. For now, about 7 CS lead. More like 5 is the way it's cleared out, but still feels good. And here we go, right at 8 minutes. Support has moved up. Top lane and jungler are there. Mid pressure is in. Damonte has pushed in mid lane. The Nautilus going to be holding the lane there. But as they're all pushing down, the Rift Herald is just dealing damage too quickly, and there's no way to take it away. So CLG going to find themselves not only with the first Dragon as a counterpunch, but now Rift Herald as well. They can get the gold a lot closer with this crash.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting where they decide to spend it, too, because obviously the easiest place it would be top lane off of Finn, off of some pressure there, and even being able to threaten the duo dive of Diana and Kled, able to chase people down and try and get a pick off so you get maximum value. But mid lane would open up a lot of breathing room if they could use it there, too. I'd say bottom lane is just it's kind of a hole that they're wasting resources in at the moment. Cloud9 might get a little bit over-aggressive here, though, because Blaber's on Scuttle Crab, not quite up for this dive, so Broxah's hover is going to provide enough defense.
Uh-oh. Broxah might get attacked here. They're just behind the wall. That control gives them a bit of safety. Looks like Gromp will be attacked safely. He knows the blue got leashed over, so the bot lane comes in. And here come the mid laners. So 4-on-4 imminently. Smite comes in, gets the blue buff steal. That's the second camp I've seen Blaber take from just that jungle. 200 gold taken from his opponent. 200 gold in his pockets instead.
And again, they're always off this bottom area where bottom lane has so much pressure. You push them under this tower, and then Broxah has to hover to protect the dive in this area and allows Blaber to take away multiple resources here. Last time Gromp you mentioned, plus this time blue buff. And while you're forcing enemy jungler to hover on your area of the map where you're strong, yes, they're protecting against further devastation and multiple tower dives, but they lose out on smaller resources as well.
Yeah. I mean, keep in mind just the thought, right, of earning 200 gold and 200 gold denied, that's 400 gold. Quick math. But that's the value of an assisted kill, right? If you solo kill first while the top laner TP's back to lane, that's the exact same gold difference as taking a Gromp and a blue buff. Like, in a way, Blaber just solo killed Broxah in first blood. In a way, that's what happened.
Oh. That definitely can be easily clipped and used for malicious intent. I like it.
0-0-0 first blood death. Who could have seen it coming? But here we go. Herald summoned top lane, and Finn is still the strong point of CLG. Broxah showing up, but Vulcan nearby means they can't really push him for the rest of the plates. Like, this will go down to 800 health. Oh. Wait, Fudge just flashed nothing. This is why you put flash on F, not on D. He wouldn't have misclicked it there if he'd done it right, but unlucky. Still, 4 plates taken topside. Now some of that gold, of course, goes to Broxah, but it means the game is only 1,600 apart. And CLG might walk their way back down to look for the second dragon.
I'm curious what he was actually even trying to press there.
These guys are dumb. Oh, and hit enter, darn.
He was typing. He pulled up the MS Paint. He was about to draw. Rift Rail's coming at my turret, someone. But it was used topped, as we were kind of guessing earlier, and that knocks it all the way down to a single place. So CLG are trying to further increase the lead that they have here for Finn, and I do always like that area where you don't try and salvage the losing area of the map, because then again you end up losing smaller and smaller amounts there. Meanwhile, a lot of this is going to be on the back of Finn now. That's where a lot of the gold for CLG is, and they do give up bottom side objective here with the dragon in exchange. So maybe this Kled ultimate that Finn is about to get rank 2 in even, he can use to try and cover some other area.
Here we go. It's a lot of pressure bot side again. Knockup finds Nautilus, but not with him having turret aggro. This bot turret getting lower and lower. Still 2 minutes till plates drop. Guardian blocks Perkz' stun as he walks right back out. 7-6 CS lead for the Cloud9 mid laner. Has looked for plays opposite sides of the map. Hasn't found them just yet, but that's okay. They're still winning through bot lane, and that's going really, really well. Turret nearly down. This wave to be cleared, though. We'll see when they go for the last dedicated push to knock down the 5th and final plate.
And while there is inaction on the bottom side, I think it is respect given to the possibility of Kled's movement by Cloud9. You saw Finn intelligent a lot of times when you go for a base like that, then you walk out mid lane, so you can either go down to bottom to cover, or if there's no play on bottom and Cloud9 just back off, then you can just go back to your top side. As he's done here. So he's kind of hovering. He knows that he is the safety measure for CLG, and they might need that safety measure.
Attempted stun, gonna miss though. Down goes everyone. Explosive charge, gets double credit. Diana flies in, so does Finn's Kled, but can't find the kill just yet. Vulcan is low. Vulcan will finally die, but the rest of his team is still pushing in towards the backside. 2-1 so far for Cloud9. Gotta find the third most likely indeed. A flash away. Finn is healthy, but Finn cannot find a kill. He's gonna be dropped like a fish out of water. Can't breathe anymore, and down he goes. Fudge drops the aggro, and Cloud9 kill everybody.
Oh my goodness, Blaber's Olaf doesn't even die in that. He just goes full turbo, charge them down. No fear in the Vikings' eyes, Phreak.
He's a worthy foe to kill him, and no one on CLG is worthy.
No Warrior's Death, no Valhalla for him. He's just gonna have to keep on smashing Summoner's Rift. And here's a look at it once again. They target WildTurtle, knocking up the Kalista, then bursting down the Rakan here. And he just goes straight forward. You pop your ultimate even with exhaust. By virtue of the teleport of Viego coming in a little bit afterwards, you have so much extra threat, and you have to play off of full offense here. So they charge him down, they get the reset, and Finn unable to get the last little bit of damage onto Blaber there, and then also flashing out. He does not survive, plus did not finish up that kill. And so Cloud9 are just going to run over. They reset back to the top side of the map. Top turret is just a thing of memories now, and Cloud9 will be able to have a very smooth mid-game.
8-2, the current score in this game. Gonna be a real tough one for CLG to bring back. Might be impossible, but you never know. A lot of things can happen in this game, but a 0-5 bot lane gonna make that one tough.
It's so frustrating too when you have moments like that where you're so close to taking down someone with a bounty, someone like Olaf, that is just gonna get more and more difficult to take down. You see, he's actually even investing into a very early stage second, super common there. When you have the Gore Drinker plus the extra shield popping up, and you have multiple threats that are charging you down with the aggressive style that Zven and Vulcan have taken this Tristana and Nautilus. You can only backpedal, really. And you lose out on the possibility of trying to burst down the charge forward in the front line. And that's why Cloud9 moving in, getting those deep wards so that they can cut off the transitions between objectives here as CLG try and scrape together the minion waves and keep their towers upright.
Second Herald under attack. They got the second Dragon already. Cloud9 getting every objective now on the map over the last 5 minutes. There you go. Claimed no problem. Find another turret to kill. My money is on summoning it for a top or bottom side lane, but right now mid is under heavy fire. Bit of wave clear from Damonte, not going to mean much. 1-1-0, just not enough impact for his team bleeding out elsewhere, and mid turret will indeed fall. 3-0 in that score.
Yeah, you kind of have to scatter. Again, it's mostly about pushing out minion waves for CLG, trying to buy more time, focusing on just getting the guaranteed gold income of those minions, and they can't overstay on trying to push down a tower on bottom side of the map because C9 have a much easier time transitioning. This is what happens when you lose all your defenses, as the deep wards start coming in, and the giant gold lead means you have to respect the early moves of your opponents.
And the further moves are going to look good too, of course, as Zven has his full mythic plus the upgraded boots and the cloak of agility. WildTurtle also trying to finish his shield bow. 2 kills and all the turret gold, obviously doing a lot to keep the items going forward. There's very rarely a matchup that CLG can feel good about. Maybe it's through Finn still, but now that Divine Syndra is done for Fudge, I'm not even sure Finn can find a 1v1 he's going to like here. Levels are equal across the top laners, so yeah, just not that big of an advantage. CLG's got to find some bigger macro win, but they're kind of ignoring top lane for a minute, finally walking Turtle over. Please don't take the gold, Smoothie. Stays out of range. Good job. There we go. Solo gold over to WildTurtle. Kalista can definitely do good things. It is a melee-heavy composition, but it's going to take a lot of work to get on that equal footing.
Look at the bottom side too, Phreak. This is
there you go. I was right.
Hard push. There you go.
Too.
I actually was hoping that they would go straight into the inhibitor turret. It is going to get the Rift Trail charge off regardless, and so never going to heal back up above the 33% mark. That you know, that dent is going to last and is going to be a weak spot in the defenses there for CLG. Easy transition back down to the Dragon for Cloud9, as should be the case. You know, they should never be giving up any neutral objectives or even be giving CLG many of their own camps. This is what you want to do when you move in and cut off some of these transition routes. Even Finn here, if he even landed the bear trap on a rope, maybe Fudge had to pull out some evasive maneuvers because the rest of CLG were heading through the jungle, but no real points of caution here necessary for Cloud9.
Alrighty, 7,000 gold lead right now. I think we've all had this game where we think back and we're like, how did we ever lose this from this point in time? I've had those games where we're up 7K at 18 minutes and somehow leave it away. So for all of those of us who have thrown, let's just watch C9 keep control the rest of the game.
Yes. Very calm and collected play. That's what we expect.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have a question for you because I have actually had one of these games where playing Viego and my team is just stomping so hard that I don't want to steal any of these poor people's souls because their items are trash and they're so weak. So when I get kills and resets on Viego, I just instantly use my ultimate again. That's the only reason I'm picking up the soul for the heal and then instantly ulting again.
Great.
This isn't quite that level of stomp because, you know, if you pick up a Lucian, you get an extra dash there. There are definitely useful things in the kit, but have you played enough Viego to have those types of stomps where you're just like, get this body off me. I'm only using it for the reset quick.
I played a lot of Viego on release, actually. I had a good time with him, but I was never the guy who was, well, I guess 1-1-1 with the lowest CS in your team actually is me. So yeah, I've been Fudge in the Viego game where I'm just getting dragged over the line. And, you know, for what it's worth, Finn is about an equal power level. I would say Damonte's Lucian.
This game is not to that level.
Yeah, okay, right. You did say that. You did say that. I've been in those situations, yes, to a certain degree. That one I'll give you.
CLG here, you can see nice vision toggle by the observers to show how difficult it is at this point. Since you're so far behind, you don't have a lot of options. You don't have great vision checking mechanics. Your team is fairly short ranged, very all-in dive focused. They're not great at peeling back, and so your hope is a mistake from Cloud9 opens up an opportunity for you to use your Kled ultimate and charge forward. You just kind of have to throw that Hail Mary play, hope for the best. With the little information that you have, maybe the Cloud9 members are going to be spread out enough that you can pull off a very quick kill and try and snowball some some team fight power that way by numbers advantage and by small positioning errors. But it makes it very difficult even to scrounge together.
Flash, ult, who's gonna find it? It's Damonte flashing the wall, but poor Smoothie got caught in the crossfire, knocked up along the way. Out goes CLG again.
Okay, well, yep, that's dash, gale force, and flash used, and Smoothie can't get out of the way, so the ultimate still ticks forward, and Cloud9 get a kill regardless. That's gonna mean more destruction, more towers killed, more jungle camps stolen.
And in 2 minutes, Dragon at number 3 on the docket for Cloud9. Put them at soul point. Mid lane under fire right now. They're going to drop to about half HP from explosive charge. Big damage. Broxah stunned, walks away, stays alive. Finn wants in. They're going to try for it, but the turret's already gone. Is it going to be enough? We're dismounted though. Kled and Skarl now separated. Huge stun from Perkz on a double. Goes in for the jungle. There we go. Chasing in a flash for a third. Looking for WildTurtle. Can't get over the wall. Nice kill for Perkz. And a tower dive. Fudge gets himself Damonte's corpse, and now the knockdown. Finn! Fudge ults! Ah, he's so low! Remounting again is Finn, and now mid lane can be attacked. So another 4 for 0, and Blaber remains deathless in search of a worthy foe.
Thank you, team. They actually are able to get Fudge out alive off the back of it. Zven and Perkz are there, each dividing and conquering here. 1 lane apiece. Both inhibitors turrets taken, although they leave the inhibitors standing, so they don't have the extra pushing from super minions. Easy reset over to the Baron area. Plus, there's 2 exposed lanes to go after. I mean, all the options are there for Cloud9. They can easily draw out CLG and then just turn on them. As we mentioned, they have very few great vision checking tools for CLG, which makes them great pick opportunities for Cloud9.
Zven's a big boy. Sees a 1v2. He's like, yeah, I'm high level.
He is. Is he the tallest in the LCS?
I don't know.
Fudge is very tall, too.
I think Zven's taller.
That's what I'm thinking, too. I would venture the guess that Zven is actually the tallest in the LCS.
Look at it, I'm sitting down right now, which is an imperfect.
Oh, wait, Alfari, dude.
Alfari's, I think Zven's taller than Alfari. Yeah.
We'll have to have.
That'll be a future scientific experiment now. Finn hits some minions, walks away. Careful with the anchor, not going to go for it. I guess diving a Kled is not the best play. So down goes the wave. Now, though, without the turret in range, sure, go for it again.
He's going to be dismounted already. And Phreak, you know what the most tragic thing about the last engage, and was going to wait for a replay, but honestly, we don't need a recap of it.
We don't.
It really looks so last-ditch effort because it came right after Diana's E was just interrupted. You saw Perkz with the knockback interrupt Broxah's E, so there's no dash there to follow up on Kled, but then Kled goes in all by himself, gets dismounted because all of Cloud9 can focus fire him, and the focus dive isn't there.
Finn wants in. Goodbye, Vulcan, though, tanks the dive, puts Aftershock on, big damage, dismounted again. Finn is out, ulti on cooldown, but traded for Vulcans. Not the worst thing ever, waiting for the wombo that might come from CLG. Rank 2 ult out of Broxah. Has a rocket belt and nothing else. It's a pretty poor Diana, sadly. We'll see now as we push in yet again for the top inhibitor turret. 13-2 in kills. Turret gonna fall. Here comes the push on the bottom side. Big damage. Perkz is down. 1 for 0. Diana follows up. Will they find a kill? No, Blaber is dominating. And now it's time to run away again. Smoothie is on the way out, but a second kill comes across now for both sides. CLG, Signs of Life, find an equal numbered fight.
And they need the focus fire there from CLG. Everybody engaged at the same time. Really good flank there by Smoothie. Rakan, he finds Perkz. They take down one of the carries in the opener, and even with Blaber answering and Cloud9 getting 2 back for themselves, you have to say any sort of even trade on kills, even trade on gold is going to be a dream scenario when you're in a pit this large for CLG. If they're going to make one of these big Hail Mary last-ditch effort plays, though, towards, Dragon Soul, I say definitely give this one up. Make your big all-in effort at a larger objective, either Baron or actual Dragon Soul fight. They're going to need that coordination, so that it's not just Finn going in, front line on the Kled, immediately getting dismounted and having to jump out. Have the Diana plus the Rakan plus the Kled all at the same time, possibly from different angles, putting that pressure on. And as you can see, they do have the capability of taking down some of these carries. It is possible, even though they are so far out-itemized at this point.
Yeah, 11,000 if you round, maybe 12,000 gold down. It's a really, really tough look.
Really?
Yeah, this one is difficult to win, some might say. As Cloud9 keep the pressure on. They know they've got the easy fallback of Dragon Soul in 4 minutes. I feel like they do something more than just wait until that point happens. But okay, you clear out the jungle. They can leave Krugs up right now, but they're going to take away all the golden XP they can, deny extra sources of income from CLG, and keep the pressure on.
It kind of feels like this one is, at least in hindsight, feels like a stat padding game for Blaber's Olaf. He's like, you know what? I've already got over 90% win rate on this champion. I've only lost a single game. And it starts out with their bottom lane sets him up with a double kill after a full clear route and just the most efficient ever. So it's
more than a full clear. He took 3 chickens.
It's this, yeah, exactly. It's this turbocharged Blaber Olaf with GA plus Steric Score Drinker. You cannot kill him. No. Plus his massive damage output with the decent damage that he's got to threaten as well. And Cloud9 are just going to lead the charge once again, relying on one of their oldest and truest success stories, the Blaber Olaf early offensive play for themselves. Now they've fully cleared out the red quadrant of the jungle, though CLG do have some sneaky wards by the entrance of Baron.
They've got vision, so is that going to be enough? They need more superheroes to knock down Cloud9. Down to 3K. Kled ults in, coming around, and they're going to wait. Do not want to risk the spite fight. Blaber just tanks the ulti, but they cannot find the anchor toss as Finn immediately dashed away. Now has to flash the wall as well. Blaber still wants in. Dodges some of the culling, but not a ton. There's the flash of the wall. There's the fight. He's just dead. 1 for 0. Find the second in a second, but no, Smoothie just barely out of the way. There's the chase, and there's the follow-through. Double kill in for the Blaber fish, and looks like he wants a third. It will only be 2 for Blaber. There's the third at the very end. There's the ace.
Blaber saying, I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. Did you see that Kled ultimate just immediately bounce off and turn around? CLG are dead, and Cloud9 are on the Nexus.
Good job, Cloud9, the Bud Light ace to end it all. Finally, the death timers are long enough that those 5 kills are synchronized. 20-4, Cloud9 hope to restart the momentum as they climb back up the LCS, knocking down CLG.
Oh, they restarted it all right. Back to ground zero there for C9. Olaf is back. Blaber is back. But really, to me, early awards to the bottom lane. Zven and Vulcan. I credit so much for Zven and Vulcan. Burning the flash from WildTurtle, then landing that hook on the gank was critical. That started the entire snowball. So I'm thinking my player of the game is actually going to Vulcan.
Me too.
No McDonald's for him in the future. I don't see it. He's going to remain top support in the league here. One of the best.
Yeah, looked good. I will say, yeah, sure, for every good play, there's a mistake somewhere else. I don't think with all the information that Smoothie had, he should have walked all the way into Tribrush. Didn't have enough bot pressure to be safe from Nautilus. Knows what Olaf pass looked like absolutely knows he went Raptors top side, so he's down towards bottom jungle. Like, yes, Diana's hitting the scuttle, but like, you're face checking a possible ult, put this ward down, just ward the river and back off. Like, I think that's a mistake for sure. It snowballed. Again, a great hook from Vulcan, a great follow through from Blaber. That was all well done, but it still feels like a lot of CLG's losses are as much their fault as their opponents playing well, which is disheartening to see, but that's where the snowball started, was overstepping, both players failing to dodge any skill shots, and okay, double kill after the races. So
yeah, I mean, well, you don't end up at the bottom without it being partially your fault.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Well, it is sadly another loss for CLG, but we'll see them again tomorrow. We are heading into a break, but on the other side,